What?
Happy birthday! Happy birthday. We're so glad you came. Happy birthday from Bro Therapy Gang. Hey.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Since you're a jabroni and haven't been on TM5 in the last 2 days, I'm the first one to get to tell you happy birthday.
You're the first one to tell me happy birthday live. Yeah. Yeah.
What's up, homie?
Oh, not much. Yeah, we didn't have I'll be honest with you, man. We didn't record a TM5 Wednesday because I just didn't feel like it, to be completely honest with you.
I understood.
Still a little bummed at. And we were gonna record this morning, and alarm clocks and cell phones and everything didn't work out. And my kids got like GMAS tests this week, so we have a small time frame in the morning that we can record this week because I got to get up and get. I told Billy they welcome into Bass in the Bear, by the way, bro.
Yeah, you got ambushed.
We just straight went into
Go
it.
ahead. Go ahead. Go with your intro. I'm sorry, I ambushed you.
Welcome into another edition of TM5's Bro Therapy with Bass and the Bear. I am the Bear. He is the Bass, as always. I was talking about the GMAS thing. I texted Billy this morning. I think it's hilarious that like during GMAS, it's so important for them to get a good breakfast so they can be ready to test. But the rest of the year, who the hell? Give them
Let them be hungry.
Breakfast.
Let them be hungry. You know why?
Why?
Because this is the only way the school makes money. That testing's important, dude. Got to get that bread.
Gotta have that good testing. Gotta have good testing. The rest of the year, we don't care. They can be idiots, but during the testing period, you gotta have good testing.
My kid finally said to me, she says, "Hey, does this affect my grade?" I was like, "No, your grades are your grades." She's like, "Well, then why do I care?" I was like, "No, dude, we didn't have to do this. We did ITBS. Did you do ITBS, Iowa Test of Basic Skills? Once a year, one test. That was it. That's it. That's all we did. Now they test all freaking year.
Yeah, I don't understand. It's just for like we gotta make sure every kid is up to grade level. And listen, the no kid left behind act. Some kids deserve to be left behind. Kids gotta be left behind.
I think at this point, now that we know about yellow cake uranium and stuff, maybe George W. Bush wasn't the one to redefine education policy for the world. Just maybe we should revisit it. Maybe it's possible that W wasn't the one. Maybe we should look into some other options that don't require testing all the time.
Yeah, and I'll be we're just gonna go straight in heavy. This brings me into my first rant this week.
Ants.
Yes, ants. School systems. And it's a very specific rant that I'm gonna go after today, and something on Facebook reminded me of it today. So I'm gonna go directly into it. And I think we've talked about it before. There is no reason why any kid in a public school system should have to pay for a single damn meal they eat while at school. Those kids should get breakfast, lunch, and if they can't get it at home, they should get dinner. They should be offered 3 square meals a day completely free. If you go to a public school, every kid, 3 meals every single day, hot and ready or cold or whatever they want to eat. We pay enough in tax dollars. We pay enough in taxes that every single damn kid in this great United States of America should get free lunch, breakfast, and dinner every day they're at school.
I've said forever on my tombstone, it will read, "Feed the kids. We'll figure the rest out."
Yeah.
We are the single richest country in the history of the world. There should never be a child that is hungry for more than an hour.
Yeah.
Period. And you're requiring them to be there. That's a perfect opportunity to feed them twice. And if you know they're not going to eat at home, send them home with a bag lunch.
Yeah.
They can eat when they get home.
Yeah.
We have the amount of crap in this country that we blow money on and then argue about school lunches.
Mm-hmm.
There's places in this country where if a kid doesn't have money, They have to provide them food, but they give them a different lunch than the rest of the kids. You ought to be drug out in the road and beat with a stick. You ought to have to go. You ought to have to dress up as a hunting dog and go hunting with Christine Elm, like you near a gravel pit. Like the idea that we can't all. This country has become so polarized.
Yeah.
That if somebody who is on the other side of the political spectrum for you has an idea, no matter how good it is, you have to be against it. Why can't we all agree? Feed children. Feed children.
So simple. I don't understand it. And I think we've talked about it on bro therapy as well before, but like I don't know, something popped up on Facebook today that reminded me of I think it might be the single most reoccurring thing that happens in my life that pisses me off. Like there's just no reason. There's just no reason these kids should have to, I love the free and reduced lunch. That's awesome, but it should just be a prerequisite. You are enrolled in a public school, you get free breakfast, you get free lunch, and if you want it, you get a free little baggie when you go home every single day. There's
you build
plenty of money.
You build 5 less F-35s a year, and you can feed every kid in the country.
Yeah. Easily.
Like it's not hard. We have no problem incurring debt for any manner of bull crap. Feed the children, man. Mm-hmm. Feed the kids. If I run for president, that's what I'm running on.
Feed the kids.
We're gonna feed kids healthy meals.
Yep.
We're gonna teach them how to have healthy meals, and we're not gonna rush lunch. Lunch 45 minutes. You don't sit there and you can talk. You don't have to sit there and be quiet. It's not gonna be so many times. I love teachers. And it's like the only time they get a little bit of pieces in the lunchroom. And so they don't want them to be quiet and they want to be, but the kids are told they have to be quiet all day long, except for a 20-minute recess. And then you sit them down to eat together and they still got to be quiet. No, let's have conversations. I'd go family style. I'd have every table be a circle. I'd serve them family style. I'd make sure everybody understands how to sit and have a meal, how to pass the plate around, how to have conversations with each other. I put a teacher at each table to not to supervise them and make sure they're not doing anything wrong, but to make sure that they're having good conversations about whatever.
Yeah.
About the Avengers. I don't care. Sit there and have conversations and learn how to have a meal, because this is what maybe the most important thing you teach them that day.
Yeah.
Because Laszlo's hierarchy of needs, I'm sorry, I worked in psychiatric field with kids for a long time. It very clearly says that if your basic fundamental needs aren't met, a roof over your head, shelter, and food, that nothing else matters. You're not going to learn anything. If a kid's hungry, the rest of that day at school is wasted money.
Yeah.
The single most important thing you can do for that kid, A, make sure they feel safe, and B, fill their belly. And if you do that, now that kid is prepared and he is in a position, or she is in a position where she could actually learn something.
Yeah.
Otherwise, all they're thinking about is being hungry or scared about when they get home where they're going to sleep. Yep. And so as the most powerful country in the world, surely we can figure out how to feed all these children. Look at me. I'm a serious human being. These are serious matters.
Hey, and how about more activity time? Like, I think I think we should focus. This is going to sound dumb, but I think we should focus a little bit less on book learning.
You're not wrong.
Like maybe have an hour less of sitting down, because man, I know it's a struggle for a lot of these teachers, like trying to get these kids to sit down and be quiet during class time, and that has a lot to be what's being held over teachers' heads with all the standards and everything that they have to get this standard, they have to have this testing score, they have to do this, they have to like, yeah, it doesn't need to be that. There doesn't need to be there, if you don't reach this number, then you're a failure as a teacher. Like, that's such a crappy standard to hold people to, and I think that's why they have a little bit too much sitting down and being quiet and sitting in front of a book or a board or something like that and learning from a teacher. And like, when a lot of these kids, maybe the younger kids need 2 recesses during the day.
Yes.
Maybe the older kids need naps. Like these middle school kids that are going through puberty, maybe they need like a 30 to 45-minute rest period. Hell, it helps the teachers too. I feel like we sort of lose sight that they're still kids when they get a little bit older. And, these older, like I know my middle school son, sometimes there's days he goes to school, he could benefit from a 30-minute nap during the day, or a 45-minute nap, or just a little rest time where you turn off the lights and, hey, everybody just lay your head down on your desk. It's fine. You don't need it. But yeah, I think multiple times a day where these kids are getting out of their desk, getting out of the classroom, going outside and soaking in the sunshine. Because like you said, if they're going home, you don't know what home situation they're going to. They might not be getting the nutrients they need food wise. They also might not be stimulating their mind outside or stimulating their bodies outside, like not just growing their brain and becoming smarter, but running around, playing tag, playing basketball, playing soccer, and just communicating with other kids their age. And there's a lot to be said about the benefits, the health, the benefits of the sun, just being out in the sun and enjoying sunlight and getting that vitamin D, man. Like, I think there needs to be a way we rethink and restructure the education system to it doesn't need to be, hey, if you reach this milestone, you're good. If you don't, you're bad. That's so stupid.
No, it's ridiculous. And it doesn't matter if you're planting your yard. It doesn't matter if you go buy the Wagyu beef of grass seeds and you put that out all over the place. If the soil is not prepared to receive a seed, it's just going to be a pile of seeds laying in the yard.
Forever.
It doesn't matter how good your teaching is. It doesn't matter how good your curriculum is. If that child's not prepared to receive it, it's just going to lay there. They're not going to remember it. Children have to play.
Yes.
Psychologically, psychologists tell us children have to play. So let them play 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes in the afternoon, give them a 30-minute lunch or a 45-minute lunch, and then build everything else around that. This isn't 1982. Let's not act like it takes the same kind of time to do education. There are no more film strips. There are no more overhead projectors. My kid does her math on a laptop. And it's boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
You can get the work in a heck of a lot quicker. And it's all over the place, too. We're sitting at dinner last night, and we're discussing history. I'm not going to tell you how we got into it, but she was confused about a couple of things, and I was explaining to her how World War II redrew the map. And she was talking about how Vietnam was the worst war ever. That's how it started it. And I was explaining to her it was terrible. We lost 60,000 troops. We, the Americans, that's all we ever think about. Vietnamese lost like 1 million.
Yeah.
But then I started telling her about the numbers of World War II, and there were 600,000 Jews who weren't even in the war who died. And she goes, "That was the same time?" She goes, "Why don't they teach us stuff chronologically, Dad? Why don't they just say this is what happened, and the next this happened, and the next this happened?" I don't know, man. That seems like what you probably should do.
It would make sense to me.
She is also very frustrated a lot of times because she's in the 7th grade and her lunchtime is tied to her outside recess time. So if she sits and enjoys her lunch, she doesn't get to go outside. If she skips her lunch, she gets to go outside. They're tied together. They're the same block of time.
That's absurd.
And I'm like, this is stupid. Yeah. This is ridiculous, because when they get home, every single one of them puts their head in a device. They don't go outside. But we've got the opportunity collectively to make them go outside.
Yeah.
Put them outside twice a day. Let them run around. Let them scream. Let them pull their hair out. It probably will make the teacher's job a lot easier.
Get that energy out. Yeah.
And you're right. In middle school, hormones are going bananas. There's nothing, they don't know that, but middle school boys need to run.
Yeah.
If they don't, they will torture you, teacher. And the middle school teachers know it. Let them run. Let them play. Make them play.
Yeah. Yeah.
In Japan, it is the law that every single school have a certified nutritionist, and a certified nutritionist that is a teacher. So you've done everything you can do to be a certified teacher, and then you go an additional 3 years. That's like law school.
Yeah.
To become a nutritionist. And they are in charge of the food at that school.
I like that.
And it is their job to teach the kids why they're eating what they're eating, to make sure that they're balanced meals, how to eat it for gut health. And there's like less than 1% childhood obesity in Japan. And it's illegal. It is against the law to serve processed food in schools. Everything must be prepared day of from scratch.
Well, see, and
that seems like a lot. That seems like oh my gosh, that would take so much effort. What is more important than feeding our children that we can't put the effort and the time and the money into doing it?
The money. That's where it is right there, because the big corporations that run and that allot money to the school systems and everything, they don't want to give money. They don't want to shell out money for fresh food for kids. They want to shell out, processed breakfast pizzas that I grew up on when I was a little kid. Probably not
Now,
great for you, but they don't want to shell out that money for the fresh food to give to these kids. They just want to give them processed crap. And that's another thing. Like, you put crap into your body, you're going to get crap out of your body.
yeah,
The healthier you eat, the healthier the food that goes into your body, the healthier of a human being you are going to be. And a lot of these behavior issues that we're seeing in schools that are rampant among these younger kids, I can guarantee you it's going to be linked back a lot of the times to the food that they eat. Way too much sugar in their diet, not enough physical activity, the red dye stuff that they drink, and all these crappy sports drinks that are out there. A lot of this stuff that we're dealing with, behavioral issues and learning issues in school, a lot of it can be linked back to what you put inside your body.
yeah, but we want to use school as a daycare.
Yeah,
We want to use it as childcare so that parents can go to work instead
billion.
of using it for what it's supposed to be, which is to enrich children and prepare them to be adults. I am of full opinion right now that every school, every high school in the country needs to be dumping money into vocational institutions, into vocational schools at their high school. Everybody should not be encouraged to be college prep anymore. Those jobs are not going to be there. By the time they get out of college, computers are going to be doing most of them. But there's not going to be any computers fixing my plumbing. The $80,000 a year jobs when you're 22 and 23 are going to be jobs that you do with a wrench. They're going to be jobs that you do with a welding mask on. They're going to be jobs that you do under the hood of a car. Yep. You can't find a plumber right now.
Nope.
If you got a plumbing issue, good luck. You can't get somebody to come to your house. There aren't any of them because our entire generation was told that it wasn't hinted at. We were told the smart kids were college prep, the dumb kids went vocational. They took business math. That's what we were told. So everybody went the college prep route because if you didn't, you were looked at as a dummy. It was not true, but that's what we were told because you got to go to college. 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 Listen, kids, I'm telling you, you don't.
No.
Go to vocational school. If you're in the state of Georgia, you can get the Hope Grant for free.
Yep.
For free to go to vocational school. If you get a GED in the state of Georgia, the Hope Grant covers vocational training. Did you know that?
I did not know that. No.
Well, if you're 16 years old and you know you're not going to go to college and your family's struggling and you can pass the GED, go take the GED and go to vocational school. Yep. I guarantee you the school doesn't want you there because you're not helping with the test scores, which is going to hurt their funding. So, why are we not talking about practical stuff with our kids? Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Do you feel fully celebrated on your birthday?
Right
now, like as we sit here.
Oh yeah.
I can't see a thing.
Yeah, no, take it. You're good. We woke up this morning.
I can't. Now I'm even more can't see.
You're like the dude from Star Trek. I forget.
Data? I don't know. I'm not.
Oh, maybe Data. I don't remember. Utah was
that was really hot.
I've been with the place I work with. I've been with them for almost 15 years. I do pretty well. I am 35 today. My cousin, who is, let's see, I think he's 8 to 10 years younger than I am. So he's like mid-20s, 24, 25. Graduated from South Georgia Tech, I believe is where he graduated from. Diesel mechanic. Graduated as a diesel mechanic. He makes more money than I do, and he has been graduated for 2 to 3 years. He is now the second in command of the shop diesel thing down at the Averett terminal in Tifton, Georgia. And that kid and my other cousin, also a vocational school guy. So one cousin is a diesel mechanic, other cousin, he's an airline mechanic. He's an airline, he's an A&P. And he could be making phenomenal money, but guy he's a country guy, doesn't want to leave South Georgia, so he works at little bitty airports down there. But vocational schools need to be pushed more often. And I got great news for you. I'm glad you brought this up, and I got great news for you. This year, Casey, is the first rise in vocational signups we have seen from the class that is going to be graduating in 2024. There are more kids. There's a bigger percentage rise in kids that are signing up for vocational schools than signing up for traditional college route this year for the first time in something like 35 years.
That's great news.
Schools have grown more this year with the enrollees that are going to go into the 25, 26 class than the traditional college route. And I saw that, and I knew Mike Rowe would be jumping for joy because that guy, every time he has a chance, just pounds the drum about how important vocational schools are and getting plumbers, getting electricians, getting HVAC guys, getting people that are going to get their CDL, diesel mechanics, airline mechanics. Vocational schools have a massive opportunity to hit a home run here in the next, I think, decade with trying to get more kids over and giving them practical skills.
All that being said, West Georgia Tech, we are just shoot us an email. We're here for you. We'd
Yep.
love to bring you on board and make you part of the Morning Five and HSM family.
Yep. Yeah.
We believe in you.
I
All
love
right, that was a great rant. That was awesome. That was my favorite one yet. That is my single biggest thing. The feeding of children in schools. It is literally in my heart the biggest thing. So we didn't even talk about that. For you to bring that up makes me very happy.
Just makes sense. Yeah.
All right. We don't have a choice. Since you made such a ridiculous ass out of yourself on this podcast last week.
Uh-oh. What did I do?
I quote, I don't see any way that the Falcons messed this up. I'll do it for you. Here we go. I told you last week that one of my rants was I was pre-angry at the Falcons, and even I was off. I thought they would take a wide receiver and piss me off. They took a quarterback in the first round. Now, you don't love him. I don't have an issue with him. I think he may end up being top 2 best quarterbacks out of this draft because Caleb Williams is a wild card. Like that guy's whatever. I hope he has all the success in the world, but I don't have a lot of faith in him. But JD is my guy. However, they had just signed a guy to $100 million. And the thing that is blowing my mind is not only did the Falcons falcon, they falconed in all-time historic fashion. There was nowhere. I looked for an hour after it happened because what you have to do to get reaction to stuff is look at it in real time.
Yes.
How do people react in real time? I'm looking everywhere for anybody to say, "Ooh, this is a good idea." Nobody. Michael Penix didn't think it was a good idea. He was floored. Dallas Turner probably fell off his couch. There's never been anyone more sure of anything they were going number 8 in the draft than Dallas Turner was. He couldn't believe that he was a Viking.
Yep.
The Vikings, Merry Christmas. Like, Merry Christmas. Here's what happened. This is me giving grace to the Falcons front office. This is as much grace as I can give them.
They don't deserve it.
The Falcons front office has quarterback PTSD between losing Drew Brees in New Orleans and then having Jameis Winston after that and running off Matt Ryan, which is you did that yourself.
1,000,000%.
Before you could have done this exact thing with Matt Ryan. Mm-hmm. I believe Matt Ryan would still be playing. That Matt would have one more year. You can say, Matt, hang in here with us this year. We're going to draft this Penix kid. We freaking love him. Yeah. And we want you, Matt Ryan, world's most professional quarterback, to teach him.
Yeah.
But you ran him off. So what they did was they went and got a $100 million guy, and then they went and got a guy in the 8th hole so that they don't care about winning, but at least we don't have to wake up screaming in the middle of the night because we don't have a quarterback. No matter what happens, we will have a quarterback. We're not going to have Desmond Ridder, no matter what happens. And so, as you said last week about you not half-assing anything, and as Ron Swanson says, never half-ass 2 things, whole-ass 1 thing, they completely half-assed this.
Yeah.
One quarterback gets 1 cheek, and the other quarterback gets the other cheek, and the rest of the team suffers because top 10 draft picks make a difference if you do them right. And then they just completely had a seizure for the rest of the daggum draft. I don't know what was going on. Like I made a decision a couple years ago. I pump fake left the Falcons for the Bills.
Okay.
I'm still a Bills fan because
I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all.
Yeah, because they've got my boy Tyler Bass up there, and I like the Bills Mafia, and I like the Bills. I like
their swagger. Yeah,
I'm a big fan. But you know what? I also have always been a huge fan of teams with good fan bases and terrible success, like the Cleveland Browns. Like I want them to win because I feel like those people deserve it. Like those people have stuck it out. The Oakland Athletics will never happen now.
Yeah, that's
And
good.
so it's hypocritical for me to abandon the Falcons because of that. I didn't abandon the Braves in the 80s. So I'm not doing it. I'm just going to be pissed and be miserable Falcons fan because I don't really care about the NFL. I care about the Falcons.
Mhm.
I care less. I don't play fantasy football anymore. My life is better because of it. There's a whole area of my brain that's opened up that I don't have to think about it. But my God, Bryce, just
It's awful.
it,
It I've heard people try to justify it. Then they're like, well, they're just planning for the future. Do you know who wasn't?
no
You know who wasn't planning for the future when they signed a quarterback to try to win? And they said they were all in. I'm going to give you three examples of teams being all in and then being in the exact same situation the Falcons are this year with signing a
Rams.
quarterback. Rams, when they signed Matthew Stafford, they were all in. They traded away picks. They were all in. They gambled on Matthew Stafford, and it paid off. They won. Now,
And since then, bleh.
yeah,
But
yeah,
you know what?
they got a ring. They got.
Brainsky.
Do you know who else was all in when they almost were in this exact same position a couple years ago?
Please tell me.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Oh, hello, Thomas.
They got Thomas Brady. Now, Kirk Cousins is not Tom Brady. I'm not making that.
Gronky.
Yeah, Gronk. I mean, they traded for a lot of veterans. They brought a lot of people in. They made draft picks that were going to help that year and the next year. They weren't looking towards the future because they told us they were all in, and they showed us they were all in by the moves that they make.
And since then,
Yeah. Well, did they
but I
win?
don't care.
They win the South last year?
Oh, well, that's dude. That's being the tallest little person. That was close.
Yes, yeah. They got lucky with finding Baker Mayfield after Tom Brady. Baker's a big.
I love him.
I'm a big fan of Baker too. Yeah.
Uh, but he's got to start making commercials down there. What's going on? I missed the commercials.
Commercials down there or whatever it is he sponsors. I think it's State Farm or Allstate. I don't know. One of those.
I don't know. The ones where he's living in the stadium is
the
almost as good as a bird in the attic.
The other example. Do you remember when the Broncos traded for Peyton Manning or signed Peyton Manning as a free agent?
Remember that?
All in. All in.
Yeah.
That worked out pretty well. They got a Super Bowl. Three examples, three veteran quarterbacks going all to a new team. All three of those teams saying they were all in, and all three of those teams made all in decisions. And what happened? They won a Super Bowl. I'm not saying that if the Falcons drafted Dallas Turner instead of Michael Penix Jr. in the first round, they were going to win a Super Bowl this year, but I can give you three examples where they should have used that game plan to make their drafts and their moves in free agency and follow that game plan to try to win a Super Bowl, and they didn't. Once again, the Falcons tried to be the smartest people in the room, and 9 times out of 10, when you do that, you lose.
Reminds me of that movie Idiocy.
Oh,
movie?
Yes. Idiocracy. Yeah.
Idiocracy.
Yes.
I'm so stupid I can't pronounce the name of the people. Yeah. All right, your turn.
All right. So my other one, I ranted about pylons last year or last week in NASCAR.
Yes.
I got another NASCAR rant this week.
Okay.
That it struck me as a little odd, and I brought it up actually today on Track Talk. Plug there, TM5 Track Talk if you're a fan. So there was a TikTok this week, and I sent it to a couple people. I don't remember if I sent it to you. Maybe I did. They were going around. I think I did. They were going around Dega, and they were asking the drivers what their beer of choice was. Yeah. So they were going around Talladega and asking the NASCAR drivers what their beer of choice was. Hey, and
no one.
Yeah.
Let's preface. There is no human being on earth more dialed into a sponsor and the importance of sponsors and mentioning them correctly than NASCAR drivers. I don't know where this is going, but I feel like I need to preface this conversation with that sentence.
Yeah. Well,
go ahead.
And I'll give a shout out to Bubba Wallace here. Bubba Wallace gave a good answer. They came up and he was like, I'm a Yingling guy. I love Yingling. He was like, sometimes I'll drink some Busch Light if I'm over with Ross, because Ross Chastain's sponsored by Busch Light. And I have it on very good authority that if you are sponsored by Busch Light, you will never run out of Busch Light.
And those are both Anheuser-Busch products.
Yes. Yeah. So after Bubba Wallace, they go on to other people. And the only person I'm going to give a pass to on this is Kyle Larson, because Kyle Larson is an absolute freak. Like, that guy lives, he's the Tom Brady of NASCAR. Like, The
avocado ice cream
stuff, like that's Kyle Larson. Like he lives in the gym. The dude is insanely fit, and he's probably the most talented driver on the course. So I give a pass to him. He gets the Tom Brady pass. They went to 4 or 5 other drivers. They went to like Michael McDowell and Chase Briscoe and Tyler Reddick and all these young guns. Dude, not a single one of them was a beer drinker. Not a single one of them.
lie.
That's what I was thinking. Just make it up. The thing that was the thing that was the worst part about it, the thing that I cannot get over, and that really hurts me to my redneck NASCAR core, is how many of these drivers said that their favorite alcoholic beverage was a White Claw. It killed me. It killed me.
You're making all of this up.
I promise you. In fact,
this is fake news.
Clip. I will insert the TikTok clip in this video somewhere. I'm pretty sure I saved it. So I will insert the TikTok clip somewhere in this video.
They are going to be haunted by the ghost of Dale Sr. for the rest of their lives.
Huh? Yeah. Yeah, White Claw. A couple of them said some like bourbons or a Jack and Coke. I was like, okay, cool. Yeah, you're more of a liquor guy than a beer guy. Sure, that's fine, whatever. I think one guy said a nice glass of red wine. I was like, that's not
okay.
Not okay. You're not Jean Girard.
No.
Like, yeah, you're not a French dude. It hurt.
Let me tell you something. I don't understand. To me, I've never understood NASCAR, but I've understood that the real point of NASCAR is the culture behind it and around it.
Yes.
I get it. I'm a redneck. I'm from South Georgia. I get it. I understand. But if your heroes are sipping on Kendall Jackson, then and wearing Lululemon under their jumpsuits, what are you getting behind? Apparently, they can't pass anybody anymore.
Oh,
apparently, the racing's terrible. They only turn left. They're so strict on like it's boring racing from what I'm hearing. So if lie, be a redneck, light a couch on fire, drink a case of Busch Light, put some natties in the back window of your car, and drink your Chardonnay at home where nobody sees you. But you got to live up to it. This will kill NASCAR faster than anything in the world. These people rioted against Bud Light for a tweet.
Oh, man.
What are they going to do now?
You know how many Bud Light cans?
White Claw?
Yeah. White Claw.
It's chick malt liquor.
Terrible. Get Laughing Clown malt liquor on there. Ricky Bobby knows what's up.
Yeah. Say Mad Dog. I'm real, baby. I like the puking rainbows.
White Claw. Yeah.
That's depressing.
It killed me. It killed me. Luckily my
Hold on, wait. I got it.
Yeah.
This is official. This is the official complete. I told you I'm an NASCAR family.
Yeah.
This is a complete history of NASCAR. Okay.
Huh?
I happen to know. Hold on. Right here. It's right here. Okay.
Yeah.
It says, "Thou shalt not drink White Claw, you big dummy." Right there. Under a picture of Ricky Waldrop. Now, who is this? Bobby Allison.
Oh,
it's under a picture of Bobby. "Thou shalt not drink White Claw, or I shall run you into the wall." This is ridiculous.
It hurt, dude.
I'm angry on behalf of you and my daddy, my poor daddy, who's never tasted alcohol in his life. My dad, who has never had a sip of booze in his life. If he saw that video, he wouldn't even understand what they were talking about. He'd be pissed off. Like, that sounds awful. That sounds awful. Ladylike to me.
Is that
what's going on around here?
All these guys Jeff Gordon fans? Is that where all these dudes were coming from?
That's the funniest thing that's ever happened. So when Gordon came on, my dad was in that whole Gordon sucks camp.
Oh, yeah.
And then all of a sudden I show up from college and he's a Gordon fan.
Oh, no, he went over.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Oh, no.
I don't know if he caught wind that they were in cahoots with the Earnhardts or what, but
dude,
my dad flipped.
What a story that was, because
right.
hated.
My dad was My dad was the world's biggest Davey Allison fan.
Okay. All
And
right.
my dad's a collector. I have my back bedroom here
Yeah.
is floor to ceiling. Look, I can show you. Oh, I took it out of the book. The certificates of authenticity of my dad's diecast cars. They're in my bedroom in big
What?
chicken boxes. I got
Know that?
hundreds of them. My
Oh.
dad is, when I say I come from a NASCAR, my dad, the only sport he cares about. Ever.
Oh.
He could give a crap about anything else. But I came home in our house in Warner Robins. It was a ranch.
Yeah.
And my bedroom was at the end, and it was a 4-bedroom. And then on the right, the back bedroom was my dad's office.
Oh.
And at that point, he had retired from being a grocery store man and was the Lance man. He drove the Lance cracker truck. So he'd count all his money and stuff back there. And I had a weight bench in there. And there was a bathroom, and that was me and his bathroom, right? So I come home and I take her right into that room to go to the potty, and I flip the light on, and I had a heart attack. I come out of the room backwards like this because there's a life-size stand-up Davey Allison standing right there staring at me. I'm still scarred from old Dave. Big Dave put Davey Allison back there and about gave me a heart attack. My dad, when Davey Allison died, my dad went in the morning.
Yeah.
Like a month.
Yeah. Yeah.
More than when Dale.
Oh man, Dale.
Like he handled Dale better than Davey Allison. My dad was a huge Davey Allison fan.
I didn't put it together, and I don't. I guess because I was younger when it happened, but I don't remember 9/11 and Dale Earnhardt dying. It was the same year.
Yeah, same year.
I don't remember that being the same year, but I'm like, geez, what a golly. Yeah, that was. But yeah, the White Claws apparently are now the favorite drink of
Flabbergasted.
Other than Bubba Wallace and Ross Chastain.
Here's the thing. How about rednecks? How about Bubba Wallace is the one upholding your damn honor?
Oh, buddy. That is a catch-22 conundrum right there.
It really isn't. If you just don't want to be stupid, you go, that guy's awesome.
I've heard Bubba on a lot of podcasts. He's a pretty cool dude. Sometimes really stupid decisions on the racetrack, but
he'd be a great hang.
Yeah.
He'd be a great hang.
Yeah. I'm telling you, know who I would like to hang with? Did you see
Junior? I want to hang with Junior.
Junior for sure. I like what Junior has turned into now.
Yeah, me too.
Michael Waltrip.
Oh, well, yeah.
Dude, he posted a video on TikTok. He might have taken it down. He posted it last night. He was drunk inside of his pool, just hanging out, talking about how he's cold dipping to try to keep inflammation down the older he gets and everything.
While intoxicated?
While intoxicated, yes.
I mean, I get the cold plunge, but I don't know that the thinning of the blood with the alcohol before you do it is the way to go, or that's smart, or maybe it is. Maybe that's next level, but
yeah,
that's NASCAR.
That's not exactly.
We're going to try this. You know what we're going to do? We're going to try this newfangled cold plunge stuff I keep reading about because my knees hurt, and they tell me that ibuprofen is bad for my liver. But you know what we're going to do? We're going to drink 12 of them Busch lattes before we jump on in there. Yeah, come on back now.
We got to get it.
That's NASCAR. White Claw. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. I'm so angry. I'm madder about that than I am the Falcons draft. I expected the Falcons draft. This is my heritage.
White Claw. Yeah.
Jesus.
Bad. It was bad.
Woo. Oh, let's move on. I'm going to have a stroke.
Chop the video up in here so everybody can see it.
It has come to my attention. And it's had to be told to me because, as we've covered in previous episodes, I consume Atlanta Braves baseball via audio on the radio. Yeah. It's come to my attention that unless you have 14 different technical degrees and gigantic space telescopes, you can't watch the Braves on television. Now, how is it possible that in a day and time when I can watch television on a thing I keep in my pocket, I have apps and devices and computers and televisions and all manner of disaster. I have more access to more media than I've ever had in my life, that I can't just watch the Braves whenever I want to from wherever I want to. When I was a kid, without cable, you could watch the Braves 162 games a year on TBS. You didn't have to think about it. You didn't have to think about it. If it was on ESPN, it was still on TBS. Like, what is going on, Bryce? Greed, right? It's greed. It all comes down to greed.
It's 1,000,000% greed, and it's the MLB not changing with the times. I think Amazon buying Diamond Sports or whatever owned Bally, I think that hopefully will improve it going forward. But they are doing the cable cable cutting that has become trendy over the past couple of years. has destroyed sports streaming. And I'll be honest with you, I was a little pissed off at it at first when this all became, and we're like, oh, that's so hard to consume TV. It's hard to get there. You know what? It's not hard to consume. You know, it's still free. You can get it wherever you want.
Radio.
Audio.
That's why I didn't know about it. It's all I do is listen to on the radio.
Radios might be making a comeback because
I'm talking about, I'm here for it. Let's go, Daddy.
that's what I was thinking. Because it takes now, we're not going to spread this out, but I do watch every single Braves game.
So nothing wrong with that.
Through one or two ways.
Hey, I mean, maybe there is something wrong with that, but we don't need to talk about
it. I mean, but my favorite thing to do is in the summer, June and July. It's warm outside, 7 o'clock, still hot. Sun is setting. It's gorgeous out there. I'll go out with a bag of peanuts, an ice chest of cold beer, and I'll sit on my back porch and I'll listen to the Braves because there is no, I enjoy listening to, especially a baseball game. I enjoy listening to it more than I do watching it. So,
and this crew.
Oh, great.
This current crew.
Yeah. Ben Ingram's awesome. I love
Ben Ingram is the handsomest man on earth, too. You know the joke we make about me and you have a face for radio?
Yeah. Yeah.
Ben Ingram's a damn model.
Yeah.
Have you seen him? He's like 6'4, 225. He's built like A-Rod.
Yeah.
Whereas the skinny jeans, which I don't blame him, I would too, and the medium shirt and the cowboy boots and his hair is all I would, if I looked like Ben Ingram, you couldn't tell me nothing.
I'd be on TV. I wouldn't be on radio.
Then he gets on the radio and he sounds like a crooner and
good evening, baseball fans.
And he gets the most out of Joe that's ever happened ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ever.
I like him way more than that jabroni they got on TV now. I don't remember his name.
I couldn't tell you. I've never heard him.
Billy likes him, but like he just doesn't. I don't know. I don't
heard him.
I don't.
Ben Ingram's awesome.
Yeah,
that crew's awesome. They're not you and Verlin Best, but that's a steep mountain to climb. They're awesome. I was blown away when I heard people couldn't watch the Braves. Like that was you didn't have to have cable. You can watch every Braves game all over the country.
Can't watch no Comcast.
Channel 17, baby.
I think the maybe Spectrum still has them and AT&T, but like to get it, you have to pay extra. That's why I never got we never pay extra for AT&T the past couple of years, and we finally cut the cable with AT&T, and we have YouTube TV now. And it's MLB TV comes free with my T-Mobile telephone stuff. So,
but you couldn't get it on MLB TV yesterday unless you were fancy like you. But like I saw people tweeting they had MLB TV blacked out.
Yeah, every Braves game is. Every single Braves game, if you are in the area of Bally Sports South where it is being broadcast, is blacked out. So you can't.
I don't understand. Like if someone was to call me and say, a media entity and say, we want to simulcast the Bremen boys Final Four soccer game that you guys are calling from Tequila High School Friday at 5:00, which we're doing. Plug. I would be like, yeah, absolutely. Whatever we got to do, let's make it happen. We'll figure out some kind of money if we need to, but really, let's just get more exposure for our product.
Yes.
Right? Like if I was the Bremen Blue Devils and somebody, we can't have enough. We've run into that actually in Hometown Sports Media. Well, that's too many media entities. What does that mean?
What do you mean?
Too much exposure? You mean we're making it too easy for people to know about what you're doing? We're making it too easy for people to go, oh, that's pretty awesome. Maybe I want to go see that someday and buy a jersey.
Well,
and a $12 Coca-Cola.
I can make it really simple for you. I can make
Talk to me, Goose.
Very simple for you. Bally Sports wants to force people to purchase the extra plan on whatever cable subscription they have to watch the Braves. They want to force people to pay more. Do you know how good of an idea that was from Bally Sports?
They're bankrupt.
They're now bankrupt. So, yeah.
I mean, it's stupid. But it's Major League Baseball's problem.
Yeah.
You should never black out your product ever.
No, I don't.
Ever.
I don't understand.
And it should be ridiculously easy to consume.
The NFL
figured it out. Easiest thing.
The NFL figured it out. They black out home games that are not a sellout. But what they do is they go to these corporations, and the corporations buy up a chunk of tickets that they need to get the blackout lifted. Because like the last time the NFL, like there was like 3 NFL home games blacked out like the last 10 years because of different weird situations. But the NFL figured it out, and that's why the NFL's king.
This is the kind of thing that kills me. Like, how much money does a Major League Baseball commissioner make
I don't even know.
to make these kind of decisions?
Yeah.
To not make the simple decision of, like, I know media contracts is where they make their bazillions of dollars.
Yeah.
You could still make your bazillions of dollars and you dictate to all the providers, you're going to pay us this much for this product, and you aren't going to ever black it out.
Yeah.
Like, you are in charge of your product. They're not going to not have baseball on.
I just don't understand it. Like, I don't.
It's dumb.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous, and they're killing the product.
Yeah, they're killing the exposure, and they keep talking about trying to get this next generation involved in baseball because it's not. That younger generation is not involved in baseball, and blacking out games. It's good. It's a good way for it not to happen. The MLS is about to learn that in the next 5 to 6 years because the only way you can watch that is through Apple TV Plus. If you can't turn it on to a local, you can't go to a bar and turn it on to a local channel and watch it with your buddies unless that bar has Apple TV Plus.
If you go around this town that I'm in right now, or your town, probably not as much. If you go around Bremen right now and do a man on the street interviews and just say, explain to me what Atlanta United is. 65 to 70% of this town has no idea.
I don't know.
Soccer team.
They
don't know.
Bremen's a pretty good soccer community, man.
Yeah.
I think
that portion that plays soccer.
Yeah. Yeah.
But not everybody else.
Yeah.
I mean, how many people were at the soccer game and how many people were there on Friday night?
That's true.
I mean, I'm not selling soccer short.
Right.
Soccer's selling soccer short.
Yeah.
The Atlanta Braves are currently as hot as they have been since 1995. That building is full every week, every day, every game. They're bringing in money left and right. They're the best team in baseball, and you can't watch it.
Mm-hmm.
They're shooting themselves in the foot.
Yep.
And people are making bazillions of dollars to make these decisions.
And I think, like I said, I don't know what's going to come of Amazon buying Diamond Sports. That might resolve itself then. But like,
if you've got Prime,
yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's sort of the same MLS thing, but who doesn't have Prime?
I think we may have two of them.
Yeah, like that's just I don't know. It sort of seems commonplace, but yes, it to a lesser degree, it is sort of the same.
I also don't want more stuff on Amazon. I am ridiculously against Amazon because the bigger Amazon gets, the smaller mom and pop gets.
That's very true. That's very
because true. At my house, I guarantee you right now, I'm gonna open that door and there's gonna be a package on my front porch every day. Mm-hmm. And we shop mom and pop, but the bigger Amazon gets, the cheaper the more control they get, the more they control UPS and FedEx and tell them what their prices are. Mm-hmm. The more they push out mom and pop, the more they make it hard on Thrift Town Grocery, the more they make it hard on Beard and Barrel Barbershop because they'll send a Flowbee to your house for free. Heck, they could get to the point where they'll send you a barber. Like it's too much for one company.
Yeah.
It's too much for one company. And so I'm not okay with it. Anytime Amazon does anything new and everybody, oh yeah, Amazon. No. It is time in this country. Once again, we've done it 2 or 3 times in this country. It is time in this country to bust up monopolies.
Yeah.
And people are, well, Jeff Bezos has made his damn money. I will not feel sorry for him if they snatch the rug out from under him and say, you can't do all of these things. You can only do 25% of these things. Mm-hmm. Like the oil and gas, the TV companies. The biggest monopoly is the National Football League. It just is. Like, it's time to start busting up monopolies. They're not going to because they're all owned by the same corporations, ultimately. And those are the same guys that own the people in Washington who need to be busting up the monopolies. So the only people who end up suffering is the poors.
Yeah.
The riches are going to be good. And so Jeff Bezos will continue to go to the moon.
Good luck going into BlackRock and trying to break that up. Or Berkshire Hathaway.
Yeah, you'll disappear in a hurry.
Yeah. We won't hear from you anymore. But I guess that brings me to a little mini rant. Support small businesses.
Amen.
Like that we made a conscious decision probably like a year or 2 ago to like simple stuff like where we order our pizza from. Like we don't do Marco's, we don't do Papa John's, we don't do Domino's, we don't do anything like that. We go to Johnny's. Now I know Johnny's is it's a
Smaller chain.
Is a chain, but the owner is a local guy that lives right here in Villa Rica.
Or
Super.
Giovanni's. Or
Yep.
Giovanni's.
Giovanni's out in Carrollton. If you go eat somewhere, don't go to a chain. Go to some of these local restaurants. Go to Brothers. Like go to Giovanni's.
We went to the Olive Tree last night in VR. Awesome. One of my favorite joints.
Love the Olive Tree.
Had the Euro plate, and my favorite dessert. My only bone I have to pick with the Olive Tree.
Yeah.
Is they've got the limoncello cake, which I freaking love the limoncello cake.
Have that.
And I go, it's just, and I don't even love cake. I'm a pie guy.
Yeah.
If it's not my wife's pound cake, the only other real cake I'm going to eat is this one.
Yeah.
And it's a 2-tiered cake, and it's got lemon icing. I like lemon. It's very moist. It's a Cisco cake. They're not making it there. But it's perfect. I love it. And I've gone in there and tried to buy the cake, like for my birthday. Like I want a limoncello cake, and they don't have a cake price. They're like, well, there's 10 pieces and it's $7 a piece, so $70. Yeah. I'll have a piece. One piece, please.
Sounds good to me.
You can't do it, which is probably best. I don't need a whole limoncello cake, but yeah, I had the Euro plate with a slice of limoncello cake to go last night.
Just shop local. When you make your decisions at night, what restaurants you want to go to, don't go to these chains. Don't just go to McDonald's or something or Taco Bell and grab crappy food. Like go to
killing anyway.
Yeah, go to a mom and pop place. If you're thirsty, don't go to Starbucks. Go to Villa Rica Nutrition.
Roosters. What about Roosters over there by you, man?
Yes. Dude, there is a place, I don't even know what it's called. It's downtown next to the record shop. It's right next to Accra, and near the seafood place. It's called like some country cooking place right across the street from Villa Rica Elementary.
That's Roosters.
I thought
that's Roosters.
Oh,
facing the elementary school.
Yeah, that's called Roosters.
In front of the coin laundry.
Yes, that's called.
Right. That's Roosters.
Oh, I thought Roosters. Oh, okay. For some reason, I thought that was like
female owned.
Yes.
Female owned. African American.
Yes.
African American female owned.
Place is insane.
God almighty.
Yeah.
Woo! You ain't had oxtails till you had them there on Sunday at the church. That's where I want to go, son.
We had some type of chicken, like some type of I don't remember what chicken.
Turkey wings.
Dude, it was awesome.
Mac and cheese. It's that black folks mac and cheese with all the black pepper in it. Good Lord of mercy.
Yeah, that place is. Oh, and there's a place called Feathers out in Villa Rica. Great wings, but
I don't know that place.
It's across the street from the high school.
Okay.
So
I know where that is.
If you're right next to Dollar General,
behind Dairy Queen.
Yes, yeah, right behind Dairy Queen. Yeah. Really good wings over there. So
it's the fattest conversation we've ever had.
All that being said, support local, man.
Amen.
Support local. Yeah. That's where we want to get 90% of our hometown sports media advertising. We want to get all of it from local places.
And I'll be honest with you, one of the reasons that a lot of them aren't advertising with us now is because me, as the guy in charge of ad sales, kind of refused to sell to them for the first year. Yeah. In fact, Chad at Thrift Town might have got his feelings hurt because I wouldn't take his money in year one because I wanted to make sure that they were going to get value with us because I didn't know if it was going to work.
Yeah.
I didn't know if there was any value in advertising with us. I could take the money from the people who it wasn't going to hurt them.
Right.
To get us going. But when it came to a guy who, $300 a month is a big deal. That's an employee. Like that's a big deal. If I didn't think I could add $350 a month worth of value to him, I wasn't going to sell it to him because I got to sleep at night. And that's his life. At Roosters, that's her whole life.
Yep.
Is that restaurant. Like that's her whole everything is wrapped up in there. So I couldn't in good faith walk in there and sell her something that I didn't know would work. Yep. I got 165,000 people a year listening now right here. I'm good. I'll sell to anybody. I feel good about selling to all of them. So they're hearing from me right now. But yeah, that's who we want advertising with us.
And going to some of these joints that you think might be corporations, look into them a little bit more. A lot of them are locally owned. But like
Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A is locally owned.
Yep. The most they owns two.
Yeah.
I mean, Chick-fil-A is still a big corporation and they're dumbing down the chicken and all that stuff now. But I mean, it's still
chicken
better than McDonald's. As far as corporations.
Shout out to Bremen Chick-fil-A. Our Chick-fil-A in VR is under construction until July. Bremen Chick-fil-A has been setting up a tent across the street from the location every single day. So shout out to them for making the foot forward and coming out here to VR and support our chicken addiction.
And the kids standing under that tent all day.
Dude, yeah. Awesome. Shout out.
In front of that burned down old diner.
Kudos to the Bremen Chick-fil-A for supporting us VR folks in our time of need.
All right, so let me look. My wife, this is my semi rant. This is more therapeutic.
Okay.
My wife says the other day, I said something about we were having a conversation. I said, "Oh yeah, it's like Lucy in the football."
Yeah.
Have you heard that saying?
Oh yeah, a lot. Yeah.
Right. Well, she hadn't. Like she understood what I meant. Like
What?
she knew what I meant. She knew Charlie Brown,
Right.
but she had never heard anybody say. I was like, like Lucy in the football.
That's
She's like,
bizarre.
what do you mean?
I heard
Like
that
it just
all growing up.
okay. So that is the same.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure. All right. I
Yep.
say that to say this. This is my therapeutic part. It's nothing to do with that. I lived with a man named Jason Reeves for a long time.
Yep.
He was my roommate for a long, long time. And Jason Reeves's favorite thing he was Lucy and I was Charlie. And his favorite thing to do was to pull the football out from under me. He tortured me for years. I was the best man in his wedding twice.
That's torture.
He's my boy, like brother. That is my brother. He tortured me for years. And when we were talking about losing the football, all I could think about was, oh my God, I was Charlie Brown. I was Charlie Brown. I would be in the shower and I'm in there soaping up my hair about when I had it.
Yeah.
He would sneak into the bathroom and dump cocoa pebbles over the top of the shower on my head. I would be, after a night of drinking, I would be asleep in my room and he would take pennies and stick them between the door and the door frame. He would penny my door so I couldn't get out.
Oh
you wake up after a night of drinking, what do you got to do?
You got to pee.
You got to pee. And I'd be beating on the door telling him, if you don't open this door, I'm peeing out the window. And then the door would open and he'd be gone because he wouldn't like, he would run.
Yeah, he wouldn't stick around.
He wouldn't fight me. And I get so mad I want to fight him. And luckily he ran because you don't want to fight your best friend. And he could take a nickel and flick it at Mach 3 and hit a squirrel running on a branch.
Yeah.
Except he loved animals. He would never do that to them. He'd hit me. I was once sitting on the foot of my bed in Baxley, Georgia. I don't know what I was doing. I was just sitting on the foot of my bed, literally sitting on the foot of my bed. He walked in with a tennis ball in his hand. And I'm looking at him as he walks towards me thinking, I don't know what he's going to do with that tennis ball, but I bet I don't like it. Like, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
It was like slow motion, the whole thing. And he's like, hey, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm just, and he takes the tennis ball and he throws it as hard as he can between my legs. And he was trying to hit the bed and scare me.
Yeah.
Well, he missed his target.
Oh.
And the target that he hit, remember, has the bed behind it. It had nowhere to go.
Oh.
Now, that was one of the few times I got him because when you get hit in the twigs and berries, you've got that 2 seconds where it doesn't hurt, but you know what's coming.
No.
The ball, as soon as he does it, he goes, oh no. And he takes off running. He turns and takes off running. And that ball came up and it was like Derek Jeter turning 2. I caught it right here as I was falling forward off the bed and I threw everything I had and I hit him in the back of the ear with a 100-mile-per-hour fastball with a tennis ball. And he hit head first into the wall. And so we're both laying on the ground. I am in between whales, cussing him out, crawling, trying to get to him. He is crawling, trying to get away from me, going, you hit me in the ear, you hit me in the ear. And I'm doing all I can. That was my life for years. I didn't have a brother growing up, but I know what it's like now to have an older brother. It was him. he tortured me for years. For years. Now, if I'm ever in trouble, if anybody else messes with me,
yeah,
he was on the set when we met. He was on the cell extraction team at Telfair Maximum Security Prison. His job was in the middle of the night. If you were going from a level 4 to a level 5 prison, which is in Wrightsville, to the electric chair, and you wouldn't come out of your cell, it was his job to go in and get you. Jeez. That's what he did. He's a bad dude.
Job.
So if you crossed me, good luck if he saw it. Like nobody messes with me. In fact, I came back. We're having a party in Rockmart. We lived together in like 7 different towns and 14 different houses. Like we will write a movie one day. And Harold and Kumar will not stand a chance. Like everybody think none of this happened. It all happened.
It's true.
They used to call us the Seabass and Reeves show. If we ever showed up somewhere by ourselves, the first question, if I showed up, was, where's Reeves? Like we were a package deal for years. When I moved in with Debbie, when I'm getting married, we had to divorce. We had to split up all of our stuff when I moved in with Debbie because we bought everything together for 6 years.
50-50 whole way.
So, we were having a party in Rockmart, and Reeves used to drink a lot more than I did.
Yeah.
I would drink just enough to be socially acceptable by this point. And that's not, and a lot of times I didn't drink at all. And a lot of times it was because I had to babysit him because Reeves would black out. And somebody's got to tell him the next day what happened. and he was a fall down guy. He wasn't a puker. He would fall down. So he would just, he'd be walking. I knew when it happened because his pants would come off. So Reeves would be in a party in a t-shirt with his boxer briefs on, dancing. And everybody'd seen it so many times, nobody cared.
Everybody knew the situation.
But then he would fall down. And he'd be out and he'd snore for like 5 minutes. And then he'd be back up and he was ready to go for another hour. And so I would put a bicycle helmet on him so that he wouldn't get a head injury because I didn't want to go to the hospital. So he hasn't come out of his pants. So he was decently buzzed, but he was fine.
Yeah.
And we ran out of beer. So me and my buddy Drew Hayes, who I think is a principal now up in North Atlanta, we go to make a beer run in Rockmart. Big party at our house. We get back. Somebody meets me in the front yard and said, Casey, Reeves is going crazy in there. Like, you got to go in there and get him. I'm like, what's going on? They're like, something to do with you. All right. I walk in the front door, and this was a split level house. You come in and you got the living room and the kitchen, and then like 4 stairs up to the second level.
Yeah.
With a banister. And Reeves is in the living room. All of our friends and colleagues, like 30 of them who are at this party, are on the stairs and up into the upstairs area, like in a viewing, standing there. Their eyes are like this. He's got a beer in one hand, and he is pointing. And I do my best not to swear on this thing. And so I will do this in a friendly manner. He goes, I walk into this. Like, I open the door, and I see, I don't give a F about you. I don't give a F about you. He's going around the room. I don't give a F about you. I don't give a F about you. And he gets to my boy, Sean Dwyer, who we loved, and he goes, I love you, but I will F you up if you ever mess with Casey Bass. And I went, wait, what? So the girl I was dating at the time had gone into the bathroom with another dude.
Yeah.
And Reeves had found out about it. And we didn't know the guy. He was the only guy at the party we didn't know. Another one of our buddies that was his friend from back home had brought him.
Yeah.
And I don't know what they were doing in there. I don't care. I'll be honest. I was looking for a reason to break up with her. And that was perfect. I was like, look at this drama you caused. You're done. Like, it was easy. It was perfect. So I wasn't even a little upset, but I was watching. It was like a cartoon. It was like a movie. And when he did that to Dwyer's a big old dude. Dwyer cracked. He started laughing. He was like, that's pretty awesome. That's the broiest thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, that was, anyway, he tortured me. He tortured me for years. He also gave me things like, I've got a dancing pickle up here one day that I'll show you for show and tell. Also, see that thing right there, that football player? That is me, that he had made. And it looks like me. It's even got the exact same scars on the helmet that my high school helmet had. Like, it's the exact replica. Like, he's the best.
That's legit.
But I realized the other night that I was Charlie Brown and he was Lucy, son of a gun. He's the best. He's the best dad too. He's got 3 sons. He's got 3 sons. You know what their names are?
What?
Murphy, Aaron, and Maddox.
Big Braves fan.
A little bit.
Let's get to our happy thing.
Okay.
Let's get to our happy thing. Mine's gonna be short. It's gonna be sweet. I was just happy that I got to call baseball all year long. Coach Verlin best this year. I still haven't gotten, and I didn't play on the team or anything. I was just there talking about it. Still hurts the loss this week. I'm hurting for the boys. I'm hurting for their parents, the coaches, the community that was involved with this team. Such a good team, dude. Such a good year. And I hope this year won't be remembered for the series versus Kel. I hope it'll be remembered from the insane amount of success this senior class had. 9 seniors on this team. And
21 games straight, won the streak.
Yeah. Won another region title. Only lost 2 games all year in the regular season, one to East Paulding and one to Woodstock. So yeah, but my happy thing is just I got to do a whole season this year with Coach Verlin Best, and it was the happiest I've been on a mic the entire time I've been at Hometown Sports Media, and I enjoyed every single second of it. I'm sad that it's over, but I cannot wait until next baseball season. I am so looking forward to next year with a whole nother season of Coach Verlin on there, and hopefully he feels good enough and is healthy enough to go on some of the away trips with me next year because our region, it's all around. Like it's Paulding County schools, Douglas County schools. It's a real close region next year. So, but yeah, that's my happy thing is just how much fun I had this year working with Coach Ferlin.
My happy thing is the exact same thing. We we jumped off a cliff 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, I was shoved off a cliff, and the rest of you jumped and followed me. That's just the reality of it.
Yeah.
And you want to talk about pressure. I know that. I know that I was pushed off a cliff and that I didn't do anything to help myself stay on that cliff. I'm not blaming anybody. I would have probably pushed me off the cliff too. But I had friends and talented people around me who believed in me and wanted to do high school sports with me rather than the people who pushed me off the cliff. And they came with me. And we were either going to be lemmings or we were going to be those crazy jokers from Point Break, just zoom off into the distance. And
Blue Yonder.
What has happened this past 2 weeks has been what's the word? It is verified to me, or it is proven to me that what we're doing is working. B, what we're doing, there's a market for it, and C, that the people we're doing it for love it and appreciate it. We have had over 7,000 people, almost 7,804 people, 7,804 listeners to high school baseball in 7 days, from Tuesday to Tuesday. We covered 9 high school baseball playoff series, and 7,804 people listened to it. Those games will be on SoundCloud forever. They can download them, or apparently a thumbnail drive if you're Clay Horton.
What?
Shout out Marine South. We appreciate y'all. We love you. We couldn't do it without you, dog.
Oh,
It was the thumb drive. I don't know. Does he not know? He's the president of the company. Does he not know that we have an archive where you can just download it? Like it's just right there. Like there it is.
It was 2004. Got to transport things on a thumb drive.
He keeps his internet on a disc. It says AOL on it. He just puts it in his pocket. I've gotten to be a part of 2 communities that I adore. One I didn't know how much I adored until I became the voice of the Heard County Braves last football season. That's my first football team right there.
Dude,
that's
what
autograph.
So that is.
Yeah, and so I get to be a part of them. I get to be a part of that team. I feel like a part of that team. They treat me like a part of that team. The parents treat me like I'm a part of that team. And I love that town. I love those parents. I called baseball by myself the other day, and we lost to a worse team.
Join the party.
But I laughed the whole time because the dads have now started encroaching on me because they're just trying to make me pop. We had one time, their coach was having these big meetings. Like he literally pulled in the outfielders to he brought like a basketball timeout. He had a clipboard out there on the pitcher's mound, brought all 9 guys to him. And one of the dads yells, "Hey, prayer meeting's on Wednesday." And I lost it. Like I can't stop laughing because it's been good for me because I took broadcasting so seriously when I was at Grady.
Yeah.
To my own detriment. I wanted to be the best. I wanted to be perfect. I wanted everything to be professional, and and I know how to do it. I went to school for it. I worked with the best at the Atlanta Braves Radio Network. Like I know what polished professional sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
And over the last 2 years, I've learned but that's not good high school sports. Hitting the tick tick boom sounder, playing Holiday by Green Day and doing a talk over like when I was back on AM radio or FM radio. And when it gets to the end, screaming over the song, Sammy Holiday on air. That's high school radio.
Playing ham.
That's fun. Like I told Billy yesterday, I was like, Taylor Jones, who is professional and is new to us, would swallow his tongue if he ever heard me call a college game. He wouldn't know who he was listening to. Like who was that guy? Because it's a completely different thing. It's a completely different, calling college and calling professional sport to me is a completely different thing than high school. And I think it's taken us 2 years to find our way. And for me, it was you listening to you and Verlin that made me really realize when I understood and I came home to my wife, that is my favorite baseball broadcast I have ever listened to in my life. And there is nothing I would rather do than listen to baseball on the radio, and they're my favorite. There is nothing polished about Verlin Best on the radio. He does nothing the right way. Nothing. And there was a time when it drove me insane. And now it makes me cry tears of joy because it's so pure.
Yeah.
It's so Villa Rica. It's so community. It's so fun. It's so high school. They don't care if I sound like, I don't know, whoever, big professional broadcaster who used to be my heroes. They care that we're part of their community and we talk about their kids.
Yeah.
And that we give them nicknames and we play little songs for them and that we do silly stuff and we interview them on the field. And that's what they care about, because as a dad, that's what I care about. And so to see the success that it has become, and for me to change as a human being because of it, is really, it shows itself in these numbers, but for me, it shows itself in the quality of the broadcasts that we put on the air. We sent a team to Johnson County, and I listened to a guy who had never done radio before in his life entertain the crap out of me, and Kenny Walker. Kenny Walker entertained the crap out of me.
I listened almost that entire game.
He was good.
I was hate I had to turn it off for VR's game.
I was mad. We missed. We did not do an intro to game 2 at Heard County. When you listen to it on SoundCloud, this is how the broadcast starts. That's strike 1. That's how it opens. Because Taylor elbowed me and I looked up and went, oh crap, hit connect. He hit connect. I hit the button because we were listening to the 9th inning of the Mount Zion game.
Hey,
we didn't know. We didn't know. We were lost in it. And so I'm so proud of that. Like, I'm so happy in this team, right? That I have a team that I don't have to micromanage, who comes to me and says, I want to do A, B, and C. Can we sell that? Yep. Go do it. Like, I'm going to do this, this, and this. Can we do it? Yep. I'm going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome. But you two, chef's kiss, man. Just brilliant. It's just brilliant. It's just amazing. And I love everything about it. And I'm so proud of it. We have to do show and tell.
Oh, yeah.
Because I saved something.
Oh, give it to me.
This, I'm not going to, just in case. I don't want people to see. I'll turn it around backwards. I don't want anybody to see addresses. This I got in the mail yesterday.
All right.
And I have not opened it because I know what it is.
Okay.
So see this picture right here?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Norm, my favorite comedian ever, Norm Macdonald. That is a piece of art. It's a print of an artwork piece done by my friend Tim Williams. If you want to look him up on social, I go to Twitter at Tim Williams Art. You'll love. He does
his stuff,
contemporary art, but he does a lot of sports stuff.
Yeah.
And Tim sometimes just sees things that he wants to draw. And I think as Tim's gotten older, kind of like me, he's realized, you know what, I'm an artist. I don't have to just sell everything. If I want to do it, I'm just going to do it. And so sometimes he just does things. And recently he did a thing. And his thing was, okay, I did all these things. If you'll donate money to the Braves Foundation, or maybe it was the ASPCA, or it was something. I don't remember what the foundation was. Then I'll just send it to you. Doesn't matter what the donation is. Just DM me. That's Tim.
Yeah.
This is, and I didn't do it because I wanted people to give. And at that point, I wasn't able to give a lot. So I wanted him to be able to raise as much as he could. But then he posted later on, hey, I got 2 of these left. First one gets it. And I went, oh, I'm in then, right? Like at that point. So I'm opening this as carefully as possible. There's my alarm.
We need to get him to do some bro therapy stuff because his stuff is awesome.
These are baseball cards. These are baseball cards made by Tim Wilson. Tim Williams,
What?
pardon me.
Dude, that is awesome. Those are amazing looking.
Yeah.
Oh, that is cool, man.
The dude is brilliant. He's a sweetheart, big heart, loves kids. Um, and we tag him in everything and annoy the hell out of him, and he never complains. We have to tag him in this. We'll tag him in this clip,
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
least. But you guys should like he did that. It's a real baseball card. Like it's amazing.
Those that
He's also been working on a piece for me for that jerk I was talking about a minute ago for 2 years now, and I can't wait to get it. I ordered a specific piece of art from him. And he's been working on it. And I told him, I was like, take your time with it. It's no rush in between your big money projects.
yeah.
And so I'm excited about that too. But in the meantime, I got these. This is freaking amazing. Those are so awesome. I got to figure out how to display them, but they're so cool. Thank you, Uncle Tim. Thank you, Uncle Tim. These are awesome.
Well, I wonder if PSA will rate those.
I'm not sending these to those jerks.
Oh man,
these are 10.0s, baby.
That would be cool.
10.0, 10.0.
Get it. Or you could I bet you could even buy a PSA case and just put the
that idiot I was talking about a couple whatever. He collects baseball cards. He could do it.
Oh man, I got way too many of those baseball cards.
What's your show and tell?
It's in my wife's car and she is at school right now. So
well then here, I'll do one for you. This would be yours if you were here.
Okay.
My favorite thing I've ever, because I couldn't make up my mind what hat I was going to wear for your birthday.
Yeah.
My favorite thing I ever got at a trade show is a beanie by the company Dietz.
Oh yeah.
You know Dietz,
yeah.
Right? Well, Dietz has a brand, like a line of like almonds and stuff.
Yeah.
And at this trade show, they were releasing their brand new line, their brand new slogans.
Right. It's nuts.
So I have a beanie that says Dietz nuts.
I love that.
And it's good. It's a good one.
That is perfect.
Yep. So that's for you. You can have that as your show and tell. Happy birthday, brother. I love you.
Thank you. Love you too, man.
Mean it.
Sticking with me, not getting canceled so far. What is this? Episode 7, I think?
Oh, I tried today.
I think. Well,
7.
Today hadn't been released yet. Episode 7. Thank everybody that listens, everybody that watches, everybody that supports, everybody that laughs along with us or at us. I don't care either one. Thank you so much. The views have been going up and up. Each episode, it seems to get more popular and more popular for some unknown reason. But yeah, everybody keep sharing, keep commenting, keep viewing, send it to your mothers, send it to your fathers, send it to everybody. Have a wonderful weekend. It's going to be gorgeous in between the thunderstorms, I think. So try to avoid those thunderstorms, try to avoid that rain, and we will see you all next week.
Happy birthday to my daughter. She is becoming a teenager on Sunday, and we'll be doing a party on Saturday.
Look at there.
Cinco de Madison.
Oh, that's awesome. Cinco de Madison. That's pretty good. I like that.
Love you, kiddo. Mean it.
See y'all next week here on TM5's Bro Therapy with Bass and the Bear.
Good one. I got to go get